For thousands of years, the galaxy had looked at humans as weak, unpredictable, and small. Earth was just a blue planet orbiting an average star. Humans had dreams, yes, but compared to other species they were slow, fragile, and short-lived. And then one day they disappeared. No one knew how. No one knew why. One moment Earth was on the galactic maps. The next it was gone. Entire fleets scanned the solar system, but only a shining sun remained. No planet. No cities. No human activity. Nothing. The disappearance shocked the Galactic Council. Species across the galaxy speculated. Some believed humans had destroyed themselves. Others whispered that an ancient enemy had captured them. Some even feared that humans had evolved into something so powerful that the galaxy could not face them. For centuries the mystery remained unsolved. Generations passed. New empires rose. Wars were fought, treaties were signed, and new species joined the council. Yet the name humans still carried weight. Older species remembered the tales of a world that vanished, a world that no one could explain. And then, after 1,000 years, everything changed. The Zuron Empire, one of the largest and most feared in the galaxy, detected a strange energy signal near the old Sol system. At first, the scientists thought it was a star anomaly, a natural event. But the signal grew stronger and more complex, almost as if it was alive. Scout ships were sent to investigate. They approached the coordinates with caution. And then they saw it. The planet was back. But it was not the Earth they remembered. It was surrounded by massive, glowing rings of energy, floating like shields around the entire planet. The surface glimmered with cities that shone brighter than any known civilization. Strange machines moved across the land, unseen from orbit but pulsing with energy. The scout commander sent a message back to the Zuron Emperor. Report. Earth is back, but it is not the same. The word spread across the galaxy. Panic grew. Empires called emergency councils. Messages flew between star systems, full of disbelief and fear. For centuries, species had assumed humans were gone forever. Now humans were back. And they were powerful. Meanwhile, on Earth, the planet itself seemed alive. Energy moved across continents like a beating pulse. Clouds swirled unnaturally, guided by something intelligent. Oceans glowed faintly in the night. And from every major city, lights flickered in synchronized patterns, almost as if they were sending a message. No one could decode it. Every empire waited, holding their breath. What had humans become? What had they learned in 1,000 years? Why had they returned? The council finally decided to send a diplomatic fleet. They assumed humans would be cautious, polite, maybe even weak. But when the fleet arrived, orbiting Earth cautiously, the truth became clear. Human ships, silent, black, and enormous, appeared from the planet's surface. They moved faster than any council vessel, scanning the fleet, analyzing every weapon and shield within seconds. The fleet commander's screen displayed a message. Step back. You are not ready to approach the new Earth. No emotion appeared on the human faces shown in the hologram. Their eyes were calm, piercing, and terrifying. It was as if they were saying, we do not need to attack you. You will fall behind naturally if you continue. Every species in the council fleet trembled. The legend of humans as weak and unpredictable was shattered in an instant. Deep in the galactic archives, historians and scientists scrambled to recover every record of humanity. Old texts, old ships, and old relics were dusted off. But none could explain what had happened during the 1,000 years of absence. Every record stopped suddenly. Every planet that once hosted humans recorded no activity. It was as if they had simply evolved beyond observation. Meanwhile, Earth's surface was alive with activity. Humans moved in organized patterns, but they were not preparing for war. They were preparing for something greater. The energy rings around the planet pulsed, and a faint message broadcasted across the galaxy. It was simple yet chilling. We have returned. Prepare yourselves. Every empire received the transmission. Some interpreted it as a threat, others as a warning. But all agreed on one thing: humans were no longer the species they remembered. And for the first time in 1,000 years, the galaxy feared Earth. Even the most powerful empires, the ones that had controlled thousands of star systems, realized something terrifying. Humans were not just back. Humans had changed. They had evolved, learned, and returned with power no empire could ever imagine. As the fleet slowly retreated to council space, one question burned in every mind. What did humanity become in 1,000 years? And while the galaxy waited, Earth's glow shone silently among the stars, calm, confident, and ready. The story of the new humanity had just begun. The Galactic Council fleet drifted slowly toward Earth. The commanders expected empty cities, quiet landscapes, perhaps even remnants of human civilization, but nothing alive or dangerous. They were wrong. As their sensors scanned, every officer froze. Massive, black ships rose silently from Earth's surface. They were unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. Their hulls shimmered slightly with a strange energy, bending light and appearing almost invisible in the dark void of space. No weapons were visible, no engines fired. They simply floated, calm, perfect, and alive. The fleet commander, a seasoned Zuran named Commander Talek, spoke to his officers with disbelief. "Report. What is this? These are not our records of human ships. These are something else." The science officer trembled, fingers flying across the console. "Commander, the ships are scanning us. Every weapon, every shield, every engine. They know exactly what we have, down to the last detail. They haven't fired a shot, yet they've already disabled 20% of our fleet's shields remotely." Talek's mouth went dry. "Impossible. No species can do that. Not even the Zuran Empire. How could humans achieve this?" From the black ships, a holographic image appeared. A human, tall, calm, and wearing an advanced uniform, stood in front of the council fleet. Their face showed no fear, no anger, only certainty. "Greetings," the human voice echoed across the fleet. It was calm, firm, and terrifyingly clear. "We are the returning humanity. Step back. You are not ready to approach the new Earth." The council officers exchanged terrified glances. One whispered, almost inaudibly, They are not the humans we knew." Indeed, they were not. The returning humans had changed. Their eyes glowed faintly with an energy unknown to any species. Their movements were precise. Their presence alone carried authority, power, and warning. The fleet commander tried to respond, hoping for diplomacy. "We come in peace. We only seek contact. We do not mean harm." The human remained silent for a moment, then spoke again. "Peace is offered, but only to those who respect our boundaries. Step back or you will learn why Earth vanished for 1,000 years." The council fleet shuddered. Many ships powered down in confusion. The human message was more than a warning, it was a threat of unimaginable force. Meanwhile, deep inside Earth's surface, massive underground facilities hummed with energy. Human scientists and engineers observed the fleet's response calmly. Massive machines hidden for centuries had awakened. They were not weapons in the traditional sense, they were extensions of human intelligence, capable of disabling fleets, shields, and even communication networks without firing a single shot. General Arya Noakes, leader of the New Earth, stood in the control room. Her face was calm, but her mind was sharp. "Do not attack," she instructed her officers. "We do not start wars. We only defend our home. Let them see our strength." The human ships hovered, glowing faintly with power. Their sensors reached every council vessel. Every secret was exposed. Every weakness noted. And yet they remained motionless like statues. One Zuran officer screamed in frustration. "Commander, they are reading our minds. They know our strategies before we even plan them." Talek clenched his fists. "Impossible. Humans are supposed to be primitive. How could they evolve this much in 1,000 years?" On the surface of Earth, the core, a massive, glowing structure, hovered silently above the planet. Its energy pulsed, reacting to the Council's fleet. It was alive in a way that machines were not. It had intelligence, instinct, and power. It did not need orders. It only needed to sense threats. And it had sensed them. For the first time in the galaxy's history, humans had returned not as weak survivors, but as masters of their destiny. The Council fleet understood this and fear spread like wildfire. Talek sent another transmission, voice shaking. Who are you really?" General Arya appeared on the screen, calm, unyielding. "We are humanity. The humans who disappeared 1,000 years ago have returned. We left to prepare for the dangers the galaxy could not face. And now, we are ready." The Council fleet trembled. No species had ever returned from disappearance with such overwhelming power. No one had survived such transformation and come back to demand respect. And then a low hum spread across the fleet. Energy waves pulsed from the core. Shields flickered. Weapons failed. Communication signals dropped. The fleet was paralyzed, completely at the mercy of Earth's power. Talek fell to his knees. We cannot fight them." General Arya's voice was calm but terrifying. "Step back. Respect our home. Humanity does not seek war, but we will respond to aggression. Know this, Earth has returned stronger than ever. And the galaxy will remember it." The fleet slowly retreated. Word spread across all empires. Earth is back. Humanity has returned. And it is not the same. From orbit, Earth glowed brightly. The core pulsed with energy. Humans watched silently, ready for what the galaxy might throw at them next. And for the first time in 1,000 years, every empire realized the truth. Humanity had vanished for a reason, and now it had returned to remind the galaxy why no species should ever underestimate them. The Council fleet retreated, shaken and confused. The messages from Earth echoed in their minds: humanity does not seek war, but we will respond to aggression. Every empire in the galaxy felt the weight of those words. Every officer understood one thing clearly: humanity had changed. They were no longer the species remembered from ancient records. Back on Earth, in the underground control rooms beneath massive glowing cities, General Arya Noakes reviewed data from the fleets, satellites, and the core. Her expression was calm, but her mind was alert. Every human officer in the room waited for her orders, ready to act, but she did not speak immediately. She allowed the moment to linger. "This is the first time the galaxy has seen what humanity has become," she said finally. Her voice was firm, carrying authority that even the walls seemed to respect. "We have prepared for 1,000 years. We left this universe to learn, to evolve, and to ensure that Earth would never be threatened again." A young officer, barely in his 20s, looked up nervously. "Ma'am, how did humans survive the disappearance for 1,000 years?" Arya turned to him, her eyes glimmering. "We did not just survive. We adapted. Every generation trained in ways no alien species could imagine. Our minds expanded, our understanding of energy, technology, and the universe grew. We became something beyond ordinary." The room went silent. Even the youngest cadets felt a chill. Humans had vanished not out of weakness, they had vanished out of necessity, to prepare for the dangers lurking in the galaxy. Far across the stars, the Council attempted to understand. Ancient archives, spy networks, and intelligence fleets tried to decode Earth's power. They discovered fragments, massive energy conduits hidden beneath the planet, ships capable of analyzing and disabling enemy fleets instantly, and the core, a massive intelligence network able to sense threats and act faster than any Council weapon. "This is beyond any technology we know," whispered Commander Talek, still reeling from his last encounter. "It is like they have mastered the entire universe's laws, and yet, they are human." But Earth's return was more than technology. Humans had evolved mentally too. Generations had trained to harness cosmic energy, manipulate matter on scales previously thought impossible, and coordinate without spoken commands. Every human on the surface seemed connected, not just to each other but to the planet itself. The core acted as a living interface, responding instinctively to threats. Back in the Galactic Council chamber, elders debated furiously. Some argued for immediate retaliation. Others, like Elder Sarwin, begged caution. "They are not the humans we knew," Sarwin warned. "We cannot fight them. They did not return to conquer, yet if provoked they could destroy us all." The Council erupted into chaos. The memory of human weakness had vanished. In its place was fear, real, unshakable fear. Meanwhile, humans began sending out controlled signals to test the galaxy's response. They did not attack, but their ships, floating silently above Earth, demonstrated capabilities the galaxy could not match. Weapons were disabled remotely. Energy shields flickered under the core's presence. Communications from enemy fleets faltered, intercepted by humans before messages could even reach command centers. One elder, pale and shaking, whispered to his neighbor, "They are not just back, they are perfected. They are what the galaxy fears without even knowing why." And then the humans made their first official broadcast. "We return not to conquer, not to destroy, but to prepare. The galaxy faces dangers you cannot yet understand. We vanished for 1,000 years to ensure that when you needed us, we would be ready. Respect Earth. Respect humanity. Or face the consequences of ignorance." The message sent shockwaves. Across the galaxy, empires paused, fleets slowed, and even the most aggressive species reconsidered. Every Council officer realized one thing: humans were no longer a minor species. They were now the most powerful force in the galaxy. On Earth, General Arya watched the stars calmly. She knew the galaxy was unsettled. She knew that fear would bring both caution and aggression. But she also knew this was exactly why humanity had returned. "We did not vanish to hide," she said quietly, to no one in particular. "We vanished to grow. We vanished to survive. And now, we are ready to protect our home." The core pulsed brighter that night, sending waves of energy across the planet, signaling readiness. Humans, once underestimated, now stood as a silent storm, waiting for the galaxy to acknowledge their true strength. Meanwhile, far in the outer systems, alien intelligence gathered. Emperors and council leaders watched Earth with unease. Questions ran through every mind. How had humanity evolved so rapidly? What secrets did they hide beneath the planet's surface? Could anyone survive an encounter if humans decided to fight? The first real warning had passed. Humans had not yet attacked. They had only revealed their evolution. But the galaxy understood something clearly now. The humans who vanished for 1,000 years were no longer a species to control, manipulate, or underestimate. They were a force that no empire could ignore, and every empire would soon learn this truth. And as the core pulsed in silent power, Earth waited. Patient. Calm. Terrifying. The story of the new humanity had begun, and the galaxy was about to witness its full strength. The Galactic Council chambers were in chaos. Every elder, diplomat, and fleet commander argued loudly, voices overlapping like thunder. Some demanded immediate retaliation against Earth, claiming that humans were now too dangerous to allow freedom. Others urged caution, warning that one mistake could ignite a war none of them would survive. Elder Sarwin, the only calm voice in the storm, stood and raised his hand. Silence fell immediately. "They are not the humans we remember," he said. "We cannot fight them as if they were weak. They have vanished for 1,000 years to become something beyond our comprehension. One wrong move and we may lose everything." His words went unheeded. Rage and pride filled the chamber. The council leaders could not accept being outmatched by a species they once considered primitive. Plans began forming, secret strategies whispered among the most powerful fleets. Commander Talek, still shaken from his last encounter, addressed the council. "We cannot retreat forever. Our fleets are the largest in this quadrant. We must show strength. If we delay, humans may continue to grow beyond our reach." An elder hissed, "Do you understand what you are suggesting? Even a single attack could unleash their full power. They do not fight like other species, they fight like the storm itself. And the core, it is beyond anything our weapons can touch." Talek's face hardened. "We cannot live in fear forever. Humanity's return is a challenge. We must act before it's too late." Meanwhile, across the galaxy, fleets began mobilizing. Ships of unimaginable size and firepower moved toward Sol's star system. Every species that once looked down on humans suddenly realized the truth. They had underestimated the wrong species. Every commander knew this mission could end in total annihilation, or total disaster for the Council. Back on Earth, the humans watched silently. No alarm. No fear. The core pulsed softly, sensing the distant fleets moving into position. General Arya Noakes stood in the command center, her eyes scanning the data. "They are gathering," she said calmly. "They do not understand us. They think power comes from weapons alone. We will show them something they cannot imagine." Her officers nodded, knowing exactly what she meant. While the galaxy prepared to strike, humanity had been preparing for this moment for centuries. Every ship, every weapon, every soldier had trained for the day the galaxy would remember humans once more. The core sent signals across Earth, activating hidden facilities, awakening ancient machines, and deploying energy grids across the planet's surface. Cities that had once been quiet now thrummed with life, glowing with technology no other species could comprehend. Humans were ready not for revenge but for survival, and for teaching the galaxy a lesson it would never forget. In the council chambers, new intelligence reports arrived. The humans are activating planetary defenses. Ships detected leaving the planet at high velocity. Unknown technology. Their core is expanding energy fields across the system. Panic rippled through the room. Fleet commanders whispered in disbelief. Every plan they had formulated seemed fragile, laughably weak, in the face of humanity's power. Talek gritted his teeth. "We cannot attack. But neither can we stand idle." One of the elders leaned forward, voice trembling. "Then what do we do? Humanity is no longer a species to negotiate with. They are something else." Across the galaxy, ambassadors and spies transmitted hurried messages to every empire. "Earth has returned. Humanity is not the same. They control energy, fleets, and intelligence beyond our understanding. They are unstoppable." The Council fleet approached cautiously. Every vessel had its weapons ready, shields fully charged. But every commander knew deep down, humans could disable them without lifting a finger. Back on Earth, a massive holographic display projected the Council fleets approaching. General Arya walked to the center of the room, flanked by officers. "Prepare the first wave," she ordered. "Not to attack. Only to show them. The galaxy must understand, humans never disappeared to hide. We disappeared to prepare." In orbit above Earth, ships silently lifted into formation. They were fast, silent, and impossible to track completely. The core pulsed, sending waves of energy across space. Sensors on every council ship flickered and failed. Some weapons shut down. Some engines sputtered. Panic spread through the alien ranks. Talik's voice shook as he reported, They can disable our fleet without a single shot. We cannot fight them." And Earth's transmission reached every ship. "We do not wish war. Step back. Respect our home. Humanity has returned to protect itself and the galaxy." Every commander felt it, the calm certainty, the silent threat, and the unmistakable warning. Humans had returned, evolved beyond comprehension and ready to act. The first real test of power had not yet begun. But the Council knew one thing. If humans chose to fight, not one empire would survive without paying an unimaginable price. And as the core pulsed brighter in orbit, Earth waited. Silent, patient, terrifying. The galaxy finally understood. Humanity had vanished for 1,000 years, and it had returned stronger than anyone could ever imagine. Days passed, but the galaxy remained tense. The Council fleets hovered near the Sol system, unsure of what action to take. Every species debated the same question. What has humanity become? Meanwhile, Earth remained calm. The core pulsed quietly, monitoring the distant fleets and sensing every movement. Humans had not fired a single shot. They did not need to. Their presence alone radiated a power that unsettled the galaxy. In the underground command center, General Arya Noakes walked among her officers. Her eyes scanned reports, satellites, and sensor readings. "They are preparing," she said calmly. "The Council thinks they control the situation. They are mistaken." A young officer looked up nervously. "Ma'am, if they attack, can we stop them?" Arya smiled faintly. "We do not wait for them to attack. We are ready for every outcome. They will see the consequences of underestimating humanity." Above Earth, massive ships floated silently, powered by technology centuries beyond the galaxy's understanding. Energy beams from the core hummed softly across the planet's surface, linking every city and structure in a web of intelligence. Humans moved with precision, their actions coordinated not by orders alone, but by instinct, knowledge, and the core itself. And then a signal arrived at the Council chambers. Every empire intercepted it simultaneously. A calm, commanding voice echoed across space. "Galactic Council, listen carefully. Humanity has returned not to conquer, but to warn. Respect Earth. Step back. Do not mistake our patience for weakness. Any aggression will be met with a response beyond your comprehension." The message was clear. Calm, precise, terrifying. Every leader felt it. Humans had evolved beyond the need for war to assert dominance. They simply were dominant. But the Council was not ready to surrender. Pride, anger, and fear drove their next actions. Warships mobilized, fleets gathered, and secret councils were held across the galaxy. They had underestimated humanity once. They would not make the same mistake twice. And yet, something unexpected happened. From the outer edges of the galaxy, far beyond human observation, a new signal appeared. Faint, strange, and pulsating with energy unlike anything humans had ever recorded. The core immediately detected it, sending a subtle warning to every human facility. General Arya studied the readings carefully. "This is not from the Council," she said. "This is something else." Her officers gathered around, watching as the energy pattern unfolded on massive holographic screens. It was huge, moving faster than any known ship, yet not a ship at all. Its energy signature suggested intelligence, coordination, and power beyond imagination. Dr. Mara, the lead scientist, whispered in disbelief, It is ancient. Older than any recorded species. It is coming." The core pulsed, sending waves across Earth's surface. Humans felt it in their minds, a deep resonance of awareness. Every soldier, scientist, and pilot understood without words. A true threat, unlike anything they had prepared for, was approaching. At the same time, the Council fleets, watching from a safe distance, sensed it too. But they did not recognize it. Their old strategies and weapons would be useless. The fleets trembled, unprepared for this new danger. General Arya's voice was calm, firm, and commanding. "The galaxy has underestimated humans for 1,000 years. They will make the same mistake again, and they will learn why humanity vanished. Prepare for defense. Not retaliation, defense. Let them see our strength, but more importantly, let them see that humans are ready for what is coming. A sudden surge of energy from the core lit up Earth's night sky. Satellites, cities, and orbital platforms pulsed in sync, sending a message to the galaxy. We are ready, and we will not be caught off guard. The unknown threat continued its approach, a shadow of power moving silently, faster than any known fleet. It was not a council weapon. It was not an alien invasion. It was older, intelligent, and terrifyingly patient. And humanity waited. The council fleets were paralyzed, unsure of how to proceed. They had feared humanity's power, yet now an even greater unknown loomed. The galaxy was caught between the rising might of humans and the approaching shadow of an enemy unlike any before. And above all, the core pulsed brighter than ever, connecting every human mind and every system on Earth. Humanity was silent, patient, and deadly. The first true warning had been sent. The galaxy understood one chilling truth. Humans had returned after 1,000 years of preparation. Not for war, but for survival. And now, something far worse than the Council threatened the galaxy. Every empire knew this. If humans chose to fight, not one system would remain untouched. And far beyond the known stars, the unknown threat continued its journey, unaware that humanity had waited, and that when it arrived, the galaxy would witness a power unlike anything ever imagined. The story of the new humanity had reached its most dangerous point. The next chapter would decide the fate of the galaxy, and no empire would survive without confronting the truth. The galaxy held its breath. Fleets from every empire remained in standoff positions, trembling before the power of New Earth. But even their fear paled in comparison to what was approaching from the far reaches of space. A dark, immense presence moving silently, faster than any known vessel. The core pulsed, sensing the threat. Every human on the planet felt it, not in words, not in images, but in instinct. This was what humanity had trained for, what they had evolved to face during the 1,000 years of absence. General Arya Noakes stood in the command room, eyes calm but sharp. Around her, officers and soldiers prepared for the inevitable. Ships lifted silently from Earth's surface, forming defensive and offensive positions in orbit. Energy waves radiated from the core, forming a protective grid that stretched across the planet and into space. Dr. Mara, the lead scientist, monitored the readings. It is enormous. Its energy, it's like nothing we have ever recorded. It is intelligent, and it is coming directly for Earth. Arya's gaze did not waver. Let them come. The galaxy will witness the strength humanity has earned. The first wave of the threat arrived in the outer system. A massive shadow loomed, larger than any ship, larger than any planet. Energy radiated from it like a storm, bending light and space around it. It was alive, not mechanical but aware, ancient, patient, and deadly. Council fleets panicked. Talek and other commanders had no idea how to respond. Their weapons seemed trivial against this entity. Sensors failed. Communication lines broke. And yet, humans remained calm. Arya gave the order. Phase 1, show them our power. Immediately, Earth's orbital platforms activated. Energy beams shot into space, forming intricate patterns designed to measure and counteract the threat. Ships accelerated, weaving through the currents of energy with precision beyond imagination. Each movement, each pulse, was coordinated by the core, which acted faster than any brain, any fleet, or any strategy in the galaxy. The shadow advanced, sensing opposition. It lashed out, sending waves of energy toward the fleets. Council weapons fired, but one by one they failed. Ships were disabled instantly, systems fried. The galaxy watched in horror. Humans responded, not with anger, not with vengeance, but with controlled power. The core extended its influence, neutralizing the threat's energy in subtle, precise ways. It was as if the universe itself obeyed the humans' command. Arya's voice was calm, yet every officer felt its authority. This is not destruction. This is demonstration. Let the galaxy understand what it means to underestimate humanity. The ancient threat recoiled, but it did not stop. It surged, testing the humans, probing for weakness. Every pulse, every strike, was countered with intelligence, speed, and precision no other species could match. Meanwhile, across the galaxy, the Council and other empires watched in stunned silence. They had feared humanity's return. They had feared war. But this was beyond fear. This was awe. A transmission was sent across the galaxy by General Arya, calm and commanding. We have returned. We vanished for 1,000 years not to hide, not to conquer, but to prepare. The threat you see before you is ancient. It will not wait. Humanity will protect its home, and all those willing to survive. Witness our strength. Learn respect. Do not mistake patience for weakness. The core pulsed brighter than ever. Humans coordinated like a single organism. Ships moved, energy flowed, and the shadow entity faltered under the combination of technology, instinct, and evolution. It had underestimated humanity as every empire had before. Then, in a final, stunning display, humans unleashed the full capability of their evolved weapons. Waves of energy and intelligence struck the threat, not to destroy it fully, but to neutralize its attack potential. The shadow's presence dimmed, its advance slowed, and finally, it retreated, drifting back into the unknown depths of space. Silence fell over the galaxy. The council fleets, though intact, were shaken to their cores. They had witnessed humanity's power, and they understood the truth. Humans were no longer a minor species to manipulate, underestimate, or fight. On Earth, General Arya turned to her officers. We have shown the galaxy who humanity has become. But this is only the beginning. The threat is not gone. It will return. And when it does, the galaxy will need humans, and the humans will be ready. Across the stars, empires whispered among themselves. Fear, respect, and awe replaced pride and arrogance. Humanity had not returned for conquest. They had returned for survival and to protect the galaxy from the dangers it could not face alone. And as the core pulsed in quiet power, linking every human mind, every machine, and every ship, one truth became clear. Humanity had vanished for a millennium, and now it had returned to take its rightful place as the guardian of the galaxy. The new humanity had emerged. Calm, patient, terrifying, and unstoppable. The story of their return would be remembered for 1,000 years, and the galaxy would never forget it.